Hey everyone, I'm Anne-Marie from Hello Basque. Welcome to the Hello Basque YouTube channel where every week we are talking about the Basque country. In this video and in the next few videos I'm going to be releasing, I want to talk about different aspects of the history of the Basque country that I find interesting, and hopefully you'll find it interesting as well. So today's video is all about the Second World War, something called the Comet Line. Now the Comet Line was an escape route trying to get Allied soldiers and mostly downed airmen who ended up behind enemy lines during the Second World War in Belgium and in France, trying to get them down through France over into neutral Spain. That way they could get back to Great Britain and, in theory, get back to fighting. And this relates to the Basque country because this Comet Line route went through the Basque country. It was started in 1941 by a 24-year-old Belgian woman called André de Jong, also known as Dédé to all her friends. And she was a young nurse during the Second World War who ended up caring for Allied soldiers and basically came up with this idea that she needed to do better than just hide these men, but actually get them out of enemy territory and back to the Allied cause. Dédé started the Comet Line, but with the help of thousands of volunteers who risked their lives to hide these Allied servicemen throughout France and Spain, they got about 700 to 900 Allied soldiers and pilots out of enemy territory, which is really incredible to think about how many people were involved in that process and how much personal risk they took. I read about 150 people who were involved in the Comet Line were either killed for their involvement or sent off to concentration camps and eventually died from there. So this is really risky business. And the interesting thing about the Comet Line helpers, a lot of them were women and young people especially. So 70% about of the people involved in smuggling these guys out of enemy territory were young women, which is a pretty cool fact. I don't know about you, but growing up learning about the Second World War in school, we never heard about any of this stuff, and especially not the involvement of women. So Dédé herself, I've read she made 24 round trips from Belgium down to the Basque country and back. I've read she made 32 round trips. I don't know about the exact number, but basically Dédé was all up and down France for years, bringing these guys from safe house to safe house to safe house, eventually, hopefully, to safety. So the way it worked in the Basque country specifically, at first they were smuggling men through the Bidasoa River, and then they would bring them down to the British consulate in Bilbao and then get transferred out. But after a few years, that was getting to be kind of known as a common smuggling route, so they would have to go inland a little further into the Pyrenees Mountains, go over the mountains through the valley of Bastan in northern Navarra, and from there they would either get picked up by a car. MI9, the British intelligence agency at the time, was involved in this project. They eventually, once Dédé got started and made contacts with them, they did fund a lot of this operation to cover the Comet Line's expenses. So they would either send a car over to Bastan to pick these guys up, or these guys would literally cycle, they would get bicycles and cycle down to San Sebastián Donostia. And from there, again, British consulate in Bilbao, they would find a way to safety, or MI9 would arrange transport all the way down to Madrid and eventually Gibraltar, which is British territory, and then get them out through that. Why did they go through the Basque country? Well, number one, if you're going to cross the Pyrenees Mountains, the Basque country, kind of that southwest corner of France, historically has been a very common route to cross the Pyrenees because it's one of the lowest points where the mountains are lower than kind of the mid-Pyrenees. But also the Basques for a very long time had a good reputation, if you will, and a lot of experience in smuggling goods over the French-Spanish border. There were lots of Basque people in that area who were literally doing that for work anyway. So they were very familiar with the routes that had to be taken, the best ways and times to go. And this was treacherous because, think about it, this is Nazi-occupied France, sure, but even when they got over into Spain, which technically was neutral, it was not still a safe place to be because the Guardia Civil was very much like German sympathizers. They were kind of allied with the Nazis unofficially, so they were trying to dodge the authorities even in Spain too. So it was really risky for the people involved. But I read one report that one smuggler basically said smuggling things or people, it's all the same. What's hiding a couple of dudes in the attic when they're already hiding so much contraband? So I love that spirit, that attitude. One Basque smuggler who was famous on the Comet Line was a guy called Florentino Goicoechea, and he was from Hernani, Gipuzkoa, and he made his life smuggling, and it's estimated that he himself personally escorted over 200 people over the French-Spanish border during this time. Eventually, after Franco passed, Florentino Goicoechea was honored with the Legion of Honor in France, but he was also awarded the George Medal from the United Kingdom, and he went to a ceremony at Buckingham Palace for this award. And when asked what his occupation was during this ceremony, in very broken English, he expressed that he was in the import-export business, which I thought was pretty cute. So there you go, just a little piece of World War II history from the Basque Country. If you didn't know about it, the Comet Line was a very successful rescue operation in Europe. It was not the only escape route in Europe during this time, trying to get Allied soldiers out of enemy territory, but it was the one that went through the Basque Country and involved many Basque people. So there you go, just a little piece of Basque history for you today. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more Basque history videos, please like it. That lets me know that this is something you'd be interested in seeing more of. And please subscribe if you have not already to the Hello Basque YouTube channel. You can catch our new videos every Thursday all about the Basque Country, Basque people, and Basque culture. And in the meantime, if you're on social media, you can follow Hello Basque on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hello Basque. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.